afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're joining us from. I'm Charlene. It's so nice to be with you. I love seeing all these smiling, jumping faces here on Insight Timer. I think I see Lori. Is that Victor I see? Oh my goodness. Tell me where you're joining us from. Drop your name and your location in the chat so I can say hello and good morning. Our friends over on YouTube as well. Hello, hello. I love all these hearts coming in on Insight Timer. You know I'm a sucker for a good emoji. I think the heart is a really, really beautiful, beautiful way to say hi. I read this really great quote. Actually, I think it's on the page before the one I'm going to read later today, and I'll just share it with you because I think it's so fantastic. So as you're coming in and saying hello, let me start the day with just some fun words, okay? Hi, Serenity. Good morning. Serenity joins us from Long Island. Hey, Lori. I thought I saw you from Wisconsin. Nice to see you. Aurora. Hi, Aurora from Australia. What part of Oz are you in? Hi, Linnea. Good morning from Massachusetts. Yay, rainbows, sparkles, and unicorns. We're on the same wavelength. So here's this. It's a really beautiful writing. It's anonymous, but you might like it. If you open it, close it. If you turn it on, turn it off. If you unlock it, lock it up. If you break it, admit it. If you can't fix it, call someone who can. If you borrow it, return it. If you value it, take care of it. If you make a mess, clean it up. If you move it, put it back. If it belongs to someone else and you want to use it, get permission. If you don't know how to operate it, leave it alone. If it's none of your business, don't ask questions. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if it will brighten someone's day, say it. I love that one. If it will brighten someone's day, say it. How true is that for all of life? There's so much goodness around us, and yet so often we get fixated on the problem. We get fixated on the negative. I think a lot of times that self-protection, a self-protective mechanism that kind of kicks on. It's a survival instinct. And some of us are wired that way. I'm very much wired to see inconsistencies in the environment. And sometimes that's important, that knowingness to understand, the discernment to know what's going on around you. And yet at the same time, doesn't mean we have to live in that. We can choose where we live. So I just loved that. So for some reason, all of those heart emojis made me think of that. So thank you for saying that. If it will brighten someone's day, say it. So thank you for saying it. Oh, Jeremy. There they go. Oh, good morning, Jane. Nice to see you, Jane with a Y. Aurora, you're from Byron Bay. Anne Marie, you're from Bristol. Good morning, good morning. Thank you for providing this magnificent session. It's my pleasure. Thank you. You are appreciated as well. Only half of this happens if only I show up. Your presence is just as important and just as vital. And if it's anyone's first time here, welcome. So what you have in front of you are 13 chromatically tuned, 19 now. I forget about these guys behind me. 19 chromatically tuned crystal singing bowls. And why your presence is so important is that because these bowls are made out of over 99% pure quartz crystal, they're highly conductive of electricity, which means they pick up the resonance of you, of me, of the air around us. All of the happenings in our environment, all of the electricity that we can't see. I'll call it electricity, but we think of it as energy, really. So whatever you show up with reflects in the bowls, and I could hear a difference. It's interesting when I start playing the bowls before we go live, and then once everybody starts coming in, and then once we start the session, a lot of times there are very distinctive shifts just based on who's here. So I'm glad that you are here. Hi, Dorothy from Scotland. Nice to see you. Steady progress on an issue is exactly what you need. Well, today's a great day to do it, and that's what we're going to be working on. Hi, Chucky. Chucky from Sydney. Nice to see you, my friend. I'm glad you're here. Leanne, you're from Bunbury. Western Australia. Amazing. Yeah, lovely location. Tess, hi from the Netherlands. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome, first timer. Everybody say hi to Tess. Say hi, Tess. Drop a hi in the chat for me, please, to Tess. If I could type right now, I would. Mary, good morning from Cape Cod. Nice to see you, my friend. Hey, Jill. Hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Bright, good morning. How are you? Never too late, but managed to join. I'm so glad you're here. I love all your emojis. Veronica, hello from Quebec. Oh my goodness. I hope you are having a beautiful day, doing lots of self-love today. Good. This is a great day to do it. It's also an interesting day to do it, and we'll talk about why in a second. Oh, yay. Everybody saying hello to Tess. Love that. Thanks, guys. Y'all are the best. Oh, Serenity, you have family in Bunbury? That's awesome. So cool. Well, as you can tell, that's it right there. That's what today feels like, the air of today. So today, the sun in Cancer is making a trine. We're doing a really beautiful tango, you could say, with beautiful dance, with Saturn in Pisces. So both of these very powerful influences in our life. The sun, without it, all of life on Earth, they think within about 18 hours would just completely disappear. The sun is flowing and dancing beautifully with Saturn, the planet of discipline, of focus, of grounded tradition, finding the things that work. It's that solid foundation that we all need in life. And where they're taking this dance, where they're making this progress together, both being in water signs. So there's this gorgeous flow that's happening. Saturn so often is a very rigid, hard planet. One of my favorites. I'm a Capricorn, so I kind of dig Saturn's energy. But with this flow, with it right now flowing through the sign of Pisces, you get this very dreamlike, watery, all is possible. Because remember, Pisces is the 12th sign of the zodiac, and thusly carries most of the energies of all of the preceding signs. So while it's a very spiritually based sign, it also understands, it's gone through all of the other cycles from starting at Aries, that very, very physical, fire-based sign. So today you'll feel this strong urge and a support whenever we look to focus, whenever we look to create discipline, whenever we look to create patterns in our life that support our forward trajectory. So whatever those patterns are that you need to illuminate, understand, and reevaluate, today's the day to do it, which is why we really wanted to focus on this steady progress. We're always moving outward, upward, however you see it. For some of us, we see it moving upward. For some of us, we see it moving inward. It's the same direction. Remember the energy patterns in our physical body. We have energy moving in and out simultaneously. So no right or wrong way to see that pattern for you. So that's really what we're going to dive into today. And I'm not sure how much words will come into play today. The bulls are really asking us to be a little bit more quiet. Listen to this, or don't listen to this. It's very soft, it's very gentle, which I think is appreciated, especially given that we're working with Saturn. Saturn tends to be very direct, very specific, and of course the sun, very fiery and hot. But it feels like that there's just this gentle balm of, you know what you need to work on, so let's find some support for that. There we have it. So if it's your first time like Tess, like I said, welcome. There's really no right or wrong way to approach these sessions. These sessions are all about finding your equanimity. Now there are certain things that we can do that'll help balance and really support this journey for you. Most people find sitting up to be much more illuminating for them, because what that does is it helps your chakras align. It helps these energy centers in your body maintain a different kind of alignment, as opposed to if we're sitting, slouching, even laying down. The body goes into a state of relaxation, preparing for sleep. That's what it's trained to do whenever we lay down, as opposed to being able to stay upright and moving in a place that allows a different kind of energy flow. So you may want to play around with that. You may need to lie down, and that's totally fine. Or, there we go. You may find it better serves you today to stay upright in a comfortable position. Do what best serves you. And of course, I'm going to say hi to Susie Ober, dear friend over on YouTube. Hi, my friend. I hope you are doing well. I'm glad to see you here. So find your comfortable position, wherever that may be. Some of you also enjoy listening through headphones. The beauty of listening to headphones is that you actually begin to get some of this binaural beating that the bowls give off. So anytime that we can activate our brain in two different ways, we can create a confluence of energy. We begin to change our brain waves a little bit easier, sometimes actually even quicker. So it just depends on how you want to experience today's practice. And right now we're just kind of settling in still. I feel that there's still some settling that needs to happen. And for those of you, first time here, what you're witnessing right now too is that the bowls begin to acclimate. They are acclimating to this space, they're acclimating to your energy. They're acclimating to the topic today, this forward steady progress, because of the intention that we've set coming together. It's my job to listen and respond to where and what the bowls are asking. So go ahead and take a deep breath now. Here we go. Take a deep breath in and hold that breath in your lungs. Just hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And then gently just sigh it out. Let it go. Take another deep breath in and hold that air in your lungs. Just notice where your body is in space. Begin to notice any tension, any excitement, any peace that you feel. Just witness it all. And then whenever you are ready, in your own time, release that breath. Then I'd like for you to begin a breathing pattern. I'd like for you to breathe in for a count of 4 at your own pace. Breathe in for a count of 4. Hold that breath for a count of 7. And then breathe out for a count of 8. So 4 in, 7, hold, 8, release. Okay? You find your timing, your count. Your count may be 1, 2, 3, 4. Your count may be 1, 2, 3, 4. Find your own pace, and we're going to just start grounding. final pattern of that 4-7-8 breathing. And when you finish that pattern, wherever you may be, begin to witness. Begin to witness the flow in your physical body. What do you experience? This will be different for everyone. Some of you may become aware of pain patterns in your body, your physical system, places of discomfort or dis-ease. Some of you may become aware of places of flow, of gentleness. Just witness. Now I'd like for you to direct your focus into one point in your body. When the Sun and Saturn show up, they remind us that life is a choose our own adventure series. We're the author of our own stories. So today I'd like for you to find a point in your body that requires your focus for whatever reason. You may know, you may not know, doesn't matter. It doesn't mean if you think that this area of your body requires focus that there's something wrong. It could be quite the opposite. It could be a reminder that this is where you have power, you have strength, so focus on that. Don't worry about the why. Just worry right now. Well, don't worry, but focus, concentrate on the what. Find that place in your body. Some of you may find it's very easy to focus on your heart. Some of you may want to focus in the middle of your head. Some of you may want to focus on your shoulders. This idea of holding up the world like Atlas. Some of you may want to focus on your feet or your knee. This construct of moving forward in the world. Find your focus right now and get so clear with wherever you are that you can tell me what it looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like, the texture, the color, any and every descriptor that is imaginable. Get really real with it right now. Of our outer world. Truly, our outer world is reflecting what's going on inside. So when we can get very clear with our inner state, we find more clarity in the world around us. I'd like for you to direct your attention in front of you, and I'd like for you to think, imagine, or feel a color that would begin to bring in more goodness, let's just say, into that space of your focus. Whatever color you feel right now would support you, would support this energy space center wherever you've been working. Whatever color, just see it as a color. And you may have absolutely no idea what color it could be. Just let a color come to mind, and you're going to be right. And if you can't pick just one, that's okay. Allow more than one color to begin to infiltrate that space. So if you were working on your heart, for instance, if you were really focusing in that area of your heart, and perhaps you see a scarlet or a garnet color red in front of you, begin just to see that garnet color floating on the airwaves, coming straight in to this center point. Allow your color or colors to begin to infiltrate your point of focus. invite you now to begin to direct your attention towards your second energy center, your second chakra. It's located right behind your navel or your belly button. So this area here in the very core of our body, it connects us with this water element, this element of flow. There's something about the ability to allow, kind of like when we let go, when you're in the water and you can just float, that brings much more peace. And it's in that peace where there is freedom, because we're not trying to grasp or hold. So let's bring our attention now to this second energy center, the Svadhisthana chakra. It goes by many names. It's our seat of creativity. It literally births new ideas, new life into the world. Just bring your focus gently, gazing into this area, and witness. And give yourself permission to be okay with whatever it is that you witness. You may see beautiful images. You may feel terrible, limiting, constrictive energy. Your experience is your own, and it is what it is. But remember, this is your system. And if there's something in it that feels good, you can turn it up. And if there's something in it that doesn't feel good, you can also turn that off. And even if that idea creates question in your mind, well, I don't know if that's true. Allow it to be true, just for this moment. What if that is the truth? What if that is my miracle? What if that is the fundamental aspect of this scientific question and quest we're going on right now? If I can turn on or off any goodness or any ease or any dis-ease in my system, what would I do? Just let that be. And focus in on this second energy center. This is a place that births goodness. It births new possibilities, not only into your life, but into all of life. Take a deep breath in and hold. Hold that breath in. Good. Let it go. I'd like for you to shift your focus now to the point of your throat. This is our fifth energy center, the Vishuddha chakra. It's our seat of expression. It's where we understanding that we create our reality, we create our perception of the world around us. And our feelings will often dictate how we move in this space. In this seat of expression, we know that what it is we express comes to fruition. We know that the power of our word and our resonance, not just a spoken word, the resonance is law. Bring your focus here into this fifth energy center and witness. And as you witness, just like you did with your second, Allow any adjustments to come into place. What best serves you? What adjustments can you make to recognize the grounded, centered, powerful being that you already are? There's no judgment. There's no judgment from anyone, and there's no judgment from you. You're perfect where you are. How can you expand? Focus on that. That focus. Take a deep breath in and hold. Hold that breath. Let it go. Take a deep breath in again to the count of 4. Hold that breath in for 7. And then release it for a count of 8. Keep following that 4-7-8 breathing pattern. And as you inhale for those count of 4s, direct that breath to the center point of your head. Some of you may know this as your third eye area. Some of you may direct it towards the cave of Brahman, the cave of Christos, that center part of your head. The area between your pituitary and pineal gland. Find a space right now that needs your focus and your attention in the center part of your head. Just begin to direct that breath. So as you inhale for 4, feeling, seeing, experiencing that breath land in the center of your head, holding that breath in for a count of 7, and then gently exhaling it out for 8. Back into the world. Follow that pattern and see where this leads you. focus on the what, the center part of your head. Don't worry about the why, don't worry about the how. Focus on the what. Let the universe work the miracle for you. Show up and be present with the what. That's your focus. And when you're finishing this last pattern of breathing of the 4-7-8 cycle, just begin to let that pattern go. Let it just dissolve. Take a deep breath in and hold. Hold that breath. And as I read these words by Rudyard Kipling, just gently let that breath go. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor friends can hurt you, if all men count with you, but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything in it, and, which is more, you'll be a man, my son. Now I invite you to bring your attention to your first chakra, the first energy center at the base of your spine, in the bowls of sitting in your hip bowl, that pelvic region. That Muladhara chakra, think, imagine, or feel a beautiful red. And begin to bring that red into this area. See how that red feels. Sometimes the red feels delightful. Sometimes the rays of the sun illuminate a specific color that would be better for you. If you see a different color, I invite you to bring that into this center now. Remember, your life is your choose your own adventure story. What do you choose today? Others are in your path, on your path, to provide a sounding board, a different perspective, but it's still your choice, always, always. The beauty of the journey is the relationship between you and everyone else in your path. Remember, as Rudyard said, if all men count with you, but none too much, there's balance, there's equanimity, there's flow. Every life is just as important as your own. And here at this seat, this first energy center, where we ground into this physical reality, we recognize the importance of individuality, and yet we all come from one. Individuality and singularity simultaneously. Bringing in the ideas of flexibility, transformation, coherence, and stability. Flexibility, transformation, coherence, and stability. Allowing your attention now to float up back to that second energy center, the Svadhisthana, that seat of creativity behind your belly button, your navel area. Bringing in your special color for today, or consider bringing in orange. Connecting with the ideas of purity, nourishment, charm, and merging. Purity, nourishment, charm, and merging. This idea, if you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, that charm, or walk with kings and never lose the common touch, the connection of all, flowing in this watery world, this watery space. That is that foundation that Saturn's reminding us to find today. Shifting your attention now to your third energy center here in your diaphragm, your solar plex area. This Manipura chakra connects us with that fire element. It's an aspect of the seat of individuation in the world. That spark of divine concentration manifesting through us back out in to our world around us. Think, imagine, or feel a gorgeous yellow. Perhaps a golden color would work for you. Or find your own color today. Directing it straight back into this third center. Connecting with the idea of desire, will, intention, and destiny. Desire, will, intention, destiny. Desire, will, intention, and destiny. Allowing your focus now to shift to your fourth energy center here in your heart, the Anahata, the unstruck sound. It's a gathering point of our energetic flow as our energy flows outward and inward. Connecting with a brilliant green emerald color or a rose gold. Find what color or colors work for you. Perhaps it's something totally different. Recognizing and receiving the energies of peace, harmony, laughter, and love. Peace, harmony, laughter, and love. Peace, harmony, laughter, and love. Just allowing your focus to bubble up into this fifth energy center, the Vishuddha chakra, your throat. Here, our seat of expression, of course. Connect to the ether. It's the next evolution of man. It's a very powerful place. Think imagining or feeling a brilliant sky blue, or whatever color feels good to you right now. Connecting with the ideas of creativity, affluence, abundance, and discernment. Creativity, affluence, abundance, discernment. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue. Discernment, creativity. Or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch. Affluence, abundance. Drinking in these sounds. Allowing the intention now, your focus to shift to your sixth energy center, that third eye, right about here. You can actually feel when you straighten your spine, you can sit up into this point. You can actually pull the energy straight up into that third eye. Your whole physiology will shift when you do that. Give that a try. With a spine that's erect, just allow that energy to rise from your first chakra all the way up into that third, that sixth. Good. Connect with whatever color feels right to you. If you're not sure, connect with an indigo color, the color of a midnight sky. Indigo is a very rare color that occurs within our human energy center. In fact, in a lot of pranic healing practices, indigo is not even really used. It's so special. Just allow this special vibration. That's what a color is. To sit into this space, connecting you with the idea of integration, truth, unboundedness, unknowingness, integration, truth, unboundedness, knowingness. Taking a deep inhale in and allowing that breath to propel you all the way to your seventh energy center, your crown chakra, the top of your head, the crown of your head. Here, the Swahasrara chakra, where we connect to all consciousness, singularity. Feeling the vibrations of infinity, immortality, holiness, and enlightenment. Bringing in a violet color, a beautiful violet flame. Infinity, immortality, holiness, enlightenment. Take a deep breath in. Hold that breath. Feel all 7 of these main energy centers in your body active enlivened, moving, pulsating. And for the final thought for your practice, ask yourself, how is my energy system different than it was an hour ago? That answer may come in words, a thought, an image, a sound, a feeling, a picture, a silence. Honor however it shows up. Take a deep breath in, and then with a great big sigh, let it go. Beautiful. Now begin to snap your fingers. Good. You might want to rub your palms together, generate some heat, some energy, and then soak that in, drink that in at whatever point in your body feels good to you right now. I may drink this in through my eyes. Oh, that feels really good. And you can do that as often as you'd like. You can keep going with that if that feels good. You may want to do another round, pulling more and more of this energy in, and you can keep going for a couple of minutes if you really want to build up some heat in there, and then soak it in, bring it into the heart center, wherever you feel you need it now. Maybe there's someone who has pain in their knee. Maybe there's someone with some pain in the neck, low back, sciatica going on. Create this energy, direct it in, focus it in. That's exactly what the sun today is illuminating for us to do, to focus our energy, to direct our intention and our trajectory of intentionality towards a specific place. Now, we don't have to know how we're going to get there. We don't have to know what this is that's working. All we have to know is that we show up and we focus. And in doing so, our foundation is strengthened because we gain clarity of who we are. We know that we know that we know because we're relying on that still small voice within to guide us and lead us in the right way. That still small voice is you. Some of you can call it by many names in whatever practice of spirituality or religion that feels right to you. Some call it the Holy Spirit, some call it God, some call it me. Whatever it is for you, connect to that source and recognize the power and strength that it affords you in every moment of every day. That's what Saturn also loves to show up and say, hey, do you realize how strong you are? Do you realize how capable you are? Because let me remind you that right now there are things in your life that you're not showing up and not being the strong, capable being that you are. And all of life is just about getting rid of all of those illusions that keep us from our true self. That's it. Wow. Saturn really came through right there. Yes. So there you have it. Those words were apparently not mine. Frequently that happens. So whomever that was with and for, thank you for allowing those words to flow. It might have very well just been for me. So thank you for letting me, I'm preaching to my choir here, if that's the case. Tell me how you're doing. I'd love to hear. Well, how was that experience for you? Every day is so different. The energy today was really, really different. And as you jot it down in the chat, let me kind of share with you real quick what I experienced, what I witnessed with the bowls of what they were showing up and doing. Really wanting, as we did, we really were concentrating in this second energy center. There was a lot of grounding into this energy center. It connects us with, from the bowls, it really resonates with this note of D here. But also it was grounded into this fifth. So the interesting thing about this D and the G is that it acts in a very special kind of relationship. So the interval between this D and the G is a fourth. The fourth interval grounds us. It almost creates this solid container in which we know, okay, this is where we are. It's this really beautiful play box of definition that allows us to create a stronger foundation, which, knowing that what Saturn is all about, and knowing the sun's illuminating this need for foundation, is not surprising, but it was really beautiful how it showed up, really connecting us with our truth and our ability to create that truth into the world, to bring that forth into life. So that was really amazing. And I think I actually happened to see, I think it was Chucky, you had said, and I think it was whenever this bowl, this A bowl was kicking towards the end, we were really connecting here into the head space with our sixth chakra. And that bowl was really resonating. And it was interesting, it would resonate differently with different mallets. I noticed one of the things with the mallets is that when the mallets change, because you're changing the surface on which you connect with the bowls, you're changing the way that the vibrations circulate, not only in the bowls, but in us. And they will bounce back in different ways. It's almost just like looking at a ring from a different angle. And it's still the same ring, but we're seeing a different facet of that particular diamond or jewel or gem, that whatever that beautiful image is, that we're becoming crystal clear with our perspective of that. And sometimes, frequently, when the bowls like to jump, we're shifting through energy is what I'm consistently finding. We're shifting through energy not only in ourselves, but in the space around us too. So that was pretty trippy, watching that bowl just rattle all this stuff off. It's kind of like a dog giving it a really good shake to let go of all the mud that it had such a good time rolling in, yet can be problematic when it becomes caked on and drying and those sorts of things. It's the same thing with energy. Sometimes we just, it's okay to experience an energy. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be mad. It's part of the human experience, but we don't want to live in it. It gets really cakey and gross. And sometimes you just need a good sonic bath. So that's what that bowl was doing. It was giving us a sonic bath. Oh my goodness. So Jeremy, you want to go back and look at some of the comments? Perfect. Okay, cool. Okay, Chucky, Charleene, after you finish talking, your voice resonates in my head like a song. It reminds me of a song. Oh, that's so sweet, Chucky. Thank you so much. It's funny. It's have I ever done vocals for trance or electronic music before? That's really interesting. I actually have never done vocals for trance or electronic music. Lots of other music, but never for that. It'd be interesting, Chucky. We recently released an album here on Insight Timer, that a portion of an album called Aligned, a planetary mantra and gong shower. I'm sure you've probably heard me talk about it. And there's 3 of those tracks that are up now. And when I laid those tracks, all the vocals, they're all one take, and they're all completely different. And they were very much channeled with the resonance of each planet that we were connecting to. And I actually, my engineer, he thought it was multiple people. He didn't know it was all just me. So that's interesting that you say that. I appreciate you saying that. It might be something fun to play with. It's kind of cool. Thanks, Chucky. Alexandra, you say that you get goosebumps every time you read your messages, talking to Claudia. I love this. Mutual connections. It's amazing. See, it's all about the relationships. It's all about the relationships. Just like these bowls. Just like our energy here and our friends. I love that. Oh, amazing. Yeah, Chucky, you liked that black bowl. It was pretty incredible. Sherry, that was good. Oh, cool. Eddie, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate that. Whether it's Eddie or Edie, I'm not sure. Forgive me. I really appreciate your kindness. Thank you. T-Lady Nat, hi. It's so nice to see you. How are you? Ellie, thank you so much for your donation, my friend. Thank you. Claudia, it's the first time you've ever seen anyone do this, directing it to part of your body. It's a good method. Cool. Yeah. Well, if we are the captain of our own ships, we get to choose the direction in which we sail. And I think for me, there has been so much power in connecting with that understanding, that it's I'm not just a victim of my circumstance. I choose this life. I make this life. And sometimes it's really hard because why in the world would I choose this discomfort? Why in the world would I choose this challenge? And yet, whenever I can say, you know what, but I did, and so I'm going to make the most of it, there's a freedom, at least for me, of being able to say, I'm not a victim to someone else's whim. I'm not a victim to the fate of the world. And you know what, whether I chose something in this time or another time, and I'm dealing with the repercussion of it, of an action that I took 5 minutes ago, or pick a time, I'm still dealing with it. And I get to learn that. I get to have that experience. So I think the more we can step into that empowerment and, like, just as you were saying, of directing that energy into our body, it's the same thing. So I'm glad that resonated with you. Thank you for sharing that, Claudia. Mary, thank you. It's my pleasure. Oh, Claudia, I'm glad it was great. Charlotte, thank you so much for your donation. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very, very kind and generous. Veronica, just what you needed. Sorry, sometimes it jumps. Just what I needed. Your sacral needed, my sacrum was needing some extra love. Yeah, the sacral area. Oh, yeah. It's when Saturn shows up, sometimes it can be very hard to ground because it can be very intense. And it shows up differently for everyone based on your chart, your life, all this kind of stuff. So be gentle with yourself. You know, Saturn is the taskmaster of the zodiac, and there's only a few weird people who really like it. And that's okay. You know, in the Vedic, in Jyotish astrology, the Vedic understanding of the universe, Saturn is seen as a malefic planet. It's like, you'd better get your act together when Saturn shows up, or get your act together before Saturn shows up. But then there's just some of us who just kind of like to live in that space. I love to live in doing the work, probably because I'm a Capricorn. So it's different for everybody. But thanks for sharing that. I love that. Sunny, peacefulness, it was beautiful. Good, yes, peacefulness, absolutely. Grounding into that place. You know, when we can connect to our foundation, there is a lot of peace in that. Esther, your armpits were feeling like they were clearing of stuck energy. I love that. So here's a great, we didn't do tapping today. We'll have to do tapping next time. So these are actually, what are these points called? Sorry, my brain's just stopping. But these are actually very integral points that are used when clearing and redirecting the energy. In fact, if you just put your, like I'm putting, I don't know if you can see this, I'm putting my thumb, basically, I call it my wing pit. If my armpits are here, it's just down a little bit lower, kind of around your for ladies, for this if you wear a bra, this area. But man, you will find a sore spot in there, and that could actually be a really good thing for you to, Esther, for you to kind of work around and through, and maybe sort of tender. So be gentle with yourself, but you'll find, and then right now my soreness just went away. It's a huge, you're right, it's a huge energy storehouse. We use it a lot in EMF, EFT, good grief, emotional freedom technique of tapping. And so we're actually tapping specific points in our system to rebalance our body. And these are in that pattern of tapping because we're realigning our system. So cool. Thanks for sharing that. Dorothy, wonderful. You're feeling much calmer, aligned, and feeling your power. Get it. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Dorothy. And of course, I want to know what you're going to bake. Claudia, you're so wonderful that you have found a tool that you are so passionate about. Yeah, the bowls are, they're really fantastic. And energy as well. You know, it's, and it's different for everybody. What works for me doesn't have to work for you. That's the beauty of life, right? We're finding ways to explore and express ourselves in our most authentic and truest way. And today, while it may be difficult for me to say some of these words, I still feel them, and I recognize that it's my opportunity to share and as best as I can. So I appreciate you recognizing that. Thank you, Claudia. Dorothy, it was pulsing in your third eye, very strong, became like clear diamond. Exactly. Well, remember what we were talking about with Chucky, this idea of that A. So that's connecting us to our third eye, and then that Mac Daddy bowl that was literally shaking off the dirt, the constriction, the stuckness. That's what those bowls were doing. Very, very cool. Thanks for sharing that firsthand. I love that. Tess, you feel calmer and more balanced. Thank you so much. Yes. Again, it's that blend. It was all about finding some of these intervals. We were really sitting heavy in the fourth today because it brings a definition. A fifth, which we entertained a lot. A fifth will connect us to the idea of an openness and a safe space. The fourth kind of puts a cap on it so that we have more defined understanding of fluidity energetically in our inner worlds. And we were really kind of sitting in that. And then, of course, we would sit in these octaves. And it's these octaves that just resonate and reinforce specific tones. So like that specific tone of the sixth energy center, the third eye. So really cool. Thanks for sharing that, Tess. I'm really glad you were here. It's lovely to meet you. Lori, this is wonderful and needed for me. Awesome. What you said at the end really rang true for me. Thank you. It's my pleasure. Maybe those words were for you. I'm like, what is coming out of my mouth right now? So thank you for sharing that, Lori. Veronica, that bowl brought you to tears. Yeah, something there can be really powerful. And some of these guys were just kicking today. Just like all your hearts. I love all your hearts. They're amazing. Cherry Berry, you're feeling great. Woohoo! Thanks so much for this again. Beautiful session. It's my pleasure. Oh, heart stars. Yay. All that yellow goodness connecting to that sun. Chucky, woohoo. Look at you. Love that emoji. Beth, you're feeling cleansed and rejuvenated. Excellent. Thank you. It's my pleasure. I'm so glad that was wonderful for you. Tea Lady Nat, you had a nice birthday vacation last week. Took a break from digital stuff for a while. Good for you. Good for you. Reconnecting of what's important for you. This is such a great time to be doing that. Awesome. I love it. So good. Everybody else is agreeing. Yep. Claudia, you think Saturn's great too? Yes, it is. It's order. It's structure. It helps us define the chaos. I love that. Chucky, for later, post-session lookup, Game Master, original mix by Lost Tribe. I could say it's your voice on these vocals. Amazing. Thank you so much. Jeremy is making note of that for me right now so I don't forget. Excited to look at it. Esther, thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Yay. Lori, thank you so much for your donation. I appreciate you, sister. I trust all is well for you. Yay, Tea Lady Nat. Yeah, you don't think, Chucky, you like that? So cool. Well, it's always such an honor and a pleasure to be with you. Thank you so much for taking your time to connect and share space today, to share this resonant energy and allow the bowls to sing back to you. It's always great to be with you, and I'll look forward to being with you again soon. We'll be back next month. I'll post some new dates coming up as well. Lori, I'll post some new dates coming up as well, and we'll see you soon. Until then, I just want you to know, yes, as Chucky says, a good week to you all. And know how very loved you are. Loved by me, loved by each other. More importantly, loved by something so much bigger. Because your resonance, the most important thing to the universe is you. Because when you show up in your authentic, grounded, creative self, change happens, shifts happen. Expansion occurs, and that's what life is about. Continual expansion. Oh, Alexandra, thank you for your kindness. Thank you all for being here. Suzanne, you said you loved Saturn as a child, maybe because of the rings. You learned Saturn as thought of it as a malefic planet, but you had a dream about Saturn a few months ago, woke up and even told your husband, I love it. Sun is sitting on your Saturn. It's so good, yeah. It's amazing how we connect, and all of life is connected. And again, it's all about those relationships. So thank you for the relationship that you bring when you show up with us. It's an honor to sit in this space. You are loved, my friends. I'll see you soon. Until then, be well. Sat Nam.